Okay, so now we're going to look at area of a sector, which, as indicated in the picture on the bottom, is just the region between two radii in a circle. So you can think of it as like a slice of pizza or a slice of cake, pie, whatever food you want to use. So it's just a section of a circle. To find it, we're still going to do part over whole over part over whole. Now, that's in reference to when we found arc length. When we did arc length, we did central angle over 360 is proportional to the arc length over the circumference. All right, well, that ratio between the arc length and the circumference is also proportional to the area of the sector over the area of the circle. So in other words, if like this area, let's say, came out to be like 20 square centimeters, okay, and then the whole circle had an area of 80 square centimeters, okay, just making those numbers up, those two numbers have a ratio of 1 to 4, which means the central angle over 360 also has a ratio of 1 to 4. So if that was the case, then the central angle that determines the sector would be 90 degrees, because 90 degrees is 1/4 of 360. All right, so that proportion still holds true for area of sectors. So when we find the area of a sector, we're just going to set up a proportion like here. Okay, so we'll put the central angle over 360 and set it equal to the area of the sector over the area of the circle. And we'll always know two of these things and have to find the third of those. Sorry, we'll know two of those three things and we'll have to look for the third thing. So, in this example, we have to find the area of the shaded region. So the first thing we want to do is find the central angle that corresponds with the shaded region. So that would be 240 degrees because a full circle is 360 and that other central angle is 120. So we'll set up a proportion by doing 240 over 360. Okay, now you can leave it like that, or if you want to simplify a little bit, we can simplify that to 2/3. Okay, and now we're going to set that equal to the area of the sector, which is what we don't know, over the area of the whole circle, which would be 16 pi. Because remember, area of a circle is pi r squared. So if r is 4, r squared is 16, pi r squared is 16 pi. Cross multiply, and we get 3x is equal to 32 pi, and then divide both sides by 3, and we get 32 over 3 pi square centimeters as the area. So that would be the exact area. If you wanted to round it, you could just type into your calculator 32 divided by 3, and then multiply that by pi, and you get the approximated area is 33.5 square centimeters. So either one's okay, but if it says specifically to give like an exact answer, you want to do this, and if it says to give like an approximated answer, rounding to the nearest tenth, you would give an answer like that. Okay, now another one. Here we are given a circle and we have to find the whole area, and all we know is the area of this shaded part, and we also know that central angle measure. So we're going to set up a proportion. So the area of the sector that we know has a central angle of 85 degrees, so we'll put that in the numerator and then divide it by 360. So that represents the whole circle in degrees. Alright, so right now it's part over whole. This fraction is in degrees. This fraction is going to be in area. So we know that the part of the circle in area is 214.37 centimeters squared, because we're given that. But we're looking for the area of the whole circle. So we'll make x in the denominator. Alright, so it's always part over whole equals part over whole. One fraction in degrees, another fraction in area. Okay, we'll cross multiply, and we'll get 85 times x is equal to 360 times 214.37, okay, a larger number. Then we'll take both sides and we'll divide by 85. Now to find x, we'll just type all that into our calculator. So if I do 360 times 214.37 and then divide that by 85, we get 907.9. And if you kind of estimate that in your head, it makes sense, right? We saw that about 1/4 of the circle was 214, So if we take 214 and multiply it by 4, we get around 856, which is less than that, which makes sense because 85 degrees is a little less than 1/4. So that's just kind of like checking our work. But so the area is of the whole circle is 907.9 square centimeters. All right, always important to include the units. All right, one more short video coming up, and that'll be the end of area of sectors.